It's like I want to have a good relationship with my mother. She sucks.
I'll be honest with you. That intro is even more apropos tonight. Welcome everyone to Mental Health. It is Thursday, and we are discussing some things. So to set things up, man, Marco found a book today, and this has been like a trending thing where people there were TikToks and Instagram reels that were saying this about how buy this book and give it to your parents for them to fill out so that you can get an idea of their story, right? It's getting that understanding of something from behind the scenes. Hi there. Oh, Laura Bush is in the comments. He's in the hospital and Secret Service left me all alone at the ranch. Can you Venmo me $35 so I can get a KFC family feast with a molten lava cake? Thank you, Patriot. I mean, hey, Laura Bush, we appreciate you. Hi, Victoria. Anyways, so the whole idea was you would give this to your parents so you could hear their story. I've asked, like, I got some information from my parents, but I've asked my mom, like, hey, I'd love to hear your story. She's like, good fucking luck. I'm not telling you nothing. That's private. And I'm like, that's sketchy as fuck, but all right. So
yeah, I have questions from Mr. Good Family over there.
I know, right? Hey, it was built on the bodies of millions. Like, apparently, I don't know what my mom was a murderer. Apparently, she killed a bunch of people. So yeah, so you brought it up, and you're like, let's like looking back on things. There are two things, right? Like realistically, you don't really look back. I think as a man too, you don't necessarily look back that often unless someone asks you a question. And then you're like, oh, I don't know. Because men progress, like we try and move forward. That's our, right? And we only remember things that taught us stuff like skills and real things. So, but yeah, so this is, I don't know. I like having, when you read the first few questions, I'm like, okay, I can understand some of that. Some of it, like one of them was, what was your height and weight when you were born? I'm like, I know my weight. That I know for sure. Height, no idea. But because I was the same weight as my one sister and one brother, we were all 7 pounds 7 ounces. So
fuck, Mrs. Bless's cooter had to have been ruined.
No, I had a brother who was 11'9". He was before me. He was
you fell right the fuck out.
Yeah. Periscope, my guy. What's up, bro? But it was yeah, I think one brother was small. He was 5 something, the first one. Then the second one was 7'7". My sister was 7'7". I was 7'7". And then my brother was like 11'9". And he was
back totally out.
Oh, even my mom, like to the day he got married, was telling people how like she gained weight during her pregnancy with his birth was the only pregnancy she gained weight and couldn't lose it afterward.
Father fucking hated that kid.
Well, he's dead now, so I was 9 pounds 4 ounces. That's a big baby, bro.
Yeah,
God bless you all. And you too, Laura Bush.
Just to go back to what the whole specifics of the book is, I would like to say fuck you guys who know this information. Just like I would like to say that off rip, fuck you guys that know this information. Dino try to give a washed a little whitewashed version of the fucking whole thing. So I went to I was wrong when I wrote you. It wasn't at the flea market, it was at the bin store. I come across this book.
My bad.
And I don't know what it is. I keep hearing a bunch of my buddies and stuff. They're starting to get older. I had a buddy of mine just turned 50. I'm going to turn 49 this year, and I'm just starting to look back at things. And I don't have a very good memory to begin with. And there's important stuff that I'd like to remember and stuff, that I'm sitting here and thinking, my dad didn't give a fuck too much about leaving me anything to remember or anything by. His mother, my grandmother, didn't speak any English, so I don't know dick about that side of the family at all. My grandfather on my mom's side, we didn't get along. He was always, my brothers were his favorites. And, the time I spent with my grandma, what little bit I did have before she passed away, that I do have.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I'm so I got a fucked up sleep schedule. So the other night I'm sitting on the side of the bed and I'm smoking a joint. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I had the book sitting on the shelf. So I'm like, well, this can't be, let me jot down a few things that keep me occupied, maybe fall asleep to doing it, I got about down to the end of the first page, and not only did that depress the fuck out of me, but I realized that I have no answers for any of this.
Oh my God.
Now, this is they're not complicated questions. They're not. If anything, it just made me realize more and more, the jokes that me and Dino have, or when me and Greg, pass jokes back and forth, how the reality of it. Because when I say, the big difference between me and my friends, they were brought up on love. That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
No.
And just to go through this book and see some of these questions, it was kind of the reality stepping right in front of your face. Like, yeah, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke at all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that. It's a lot. Hey, bro. The idea that people are like, oh, I don't talk to my parents, and I'm like, what the fuck did your parents do? And then like you hear about it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a smart decision not to hang out with your parents. I get it, but at the same time, I'm just like I read a story today where someone's like, yeah, we had a kid, but we never really wanted kids, but we did the job. And I'm like, you didn't. If you didn't want kids, you didn't do the job. I'll tell you that right now. And then on top of that, they're like,
because I never wanted kids, and I raised a whole bunch.
Yeah, but you haven't actively.
When my time was up, that was it. When my sentence was up, my sentence was fucking up. That was it. I counted down to that last one. Ask all everybody in Upside Down Studios knows for years. I only got 5 years left of my sentence. 4 years left of my sentence. I got 2 months left of my motherfucking sentence. You dating this girl? Fuck no. You having any more kids? Nope.
No, and that's not unreasonable, I think, as a parent, right? Like you're like, hey, I'm doing my job, but it's like, and you can not want kids, but if you actively are like, I never wanted kids, everything, you're like, well, okay, then what the fuck are you gonna do? How do you determine when your sentence is up? When they turn 18. 18. Then they're their own problem. You gotta at 18.
Like you might be white. So remember that old 18 in life still shining. 18 in life to go. Right there. 18.
I mean, yeah. Oh, and 21 in Canada. Yeah, but like you can do other stuff in Canada before that. So how do you? Hey, and G Labs, thank you for the support the other day on Morning Motivation Rant. I appreciate you. But yeah, no, because you can drink at 19. Why? What's the limit at 21?
21.
In America, 21 is when you're allowed to drink. And in my eyes, 21 is when you're an adult.
So like realistically, because I don't know, I'm sure you guys have had this where you meet someone who's 20 years old and they're like, we're both adults, and you're like, calm down. We're not the same. Like, yes, we're both technically adults. It just means we're responsible solely for our actions. It is not anything else, right? So at the same time, like, I had a guy who was like, so he sold Visa cards at like a gas station, like trying to get people to sign up for Visa cards. And I told him I was a financial planner. He's like, great. So we're both in banking. And I'm like, we're you're banking adjacent.
That reminds me of the Joe Rogan thing. Saying he's a banker is like holding a lighter and thinking you're a dragon.
Yeah, that's accurate, right? It's and it's perspective thing too, right? But that's like realistically, I've never heard you ever say something about like you've said fuck them kids, but not like fuck my kids. I never want to talk. Like it's always been like, well, they're stupid, but they're trying, so fuck it. You know,
Well, at
it's,
least
it's on them now.
Some of them are.
Yeah, but like even when you were like, "Hey, listen, you make whatever decision you want. I just want you to be happy. I don't care." Which I think is very much a reasonable way to parent your children, because you're like, "Hey, it's on you," right? And like, because the sooner you start realizing that you have to rely on yourself, the faster you actually become a contributing member of society, right?
We'll see. And I've always been a big pusher of the 18 to thing. And now that Greg says 21. But as I get older, a little bit mature, especially after the phone call I had today.
Yeah.
21 is not an adult, especially the way you might be raising these kids now. The way some of these look, my youngest daughter is 21. My youngest daughter, she's about to be 22 this year. She lives with her ex-boyfriend. Lord knows when that happened or whatever. But I get a call this morning while I'm at the shelter. And Maya, if you're listening, sorry. But I get a call today.
Put it out there.
I get a call today at the shelter, and my kids know. You don't call me unless if something's wrong. If something's wrong, you call me. But you know where the fuck I am in the morning. I got shit I got to do. A text message is fine. So she calls, video call, something's wrong.
Right.
So what's wrong, honey? Dad, I might be going to jail.
That classifies as important.
Yeah. All right. 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to jail.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot for 8 o'clock. That's
all right. So what's going on? Now, mind you, her boyfriend is or whatever he is a wrestler. He is like wrestling. Like, I mean, he ain't no big dude, but he's a wrestler. So
that's fine.
You would think he had a little masculinity to him. I've only met the kid a few times. I mean, he seemed like a nice kid to me, country kid, whatever, until today. So Maya says that her boyfriend called the cops on her. What did you do, Maya? Okay. That was the first thing. What did you do? I know question. Yeah. She threw a bag of edibles, and it hit him in the nuts. So now, mind you, she's in the hallway of her apartment. She's in the hallway talking to me to try to have some privacy.
Right.
He comes out, and I'm thinking in my head, there's more to this. There's no fucking way. Ain't no goddamn way.
Immediately, yeah.
So he comes around the corner. I see him. I see these words fly out of his fucking mouth. Did you tell him he hit me? You hit me in the testicles with the bag? What else happened, Mike? Nothing. He called the police. You guys are acting silly. One of you guys just fucking leave. Just fucking leave. Well, he'll walk me out the house. Is your name on the lease? Yes. Do you have a key to the apartment? Yes. Get the fuck out of there, because the only thing the cops are going to do, if they do anything, they're going to laugh in your fucking faces, and they're going to tell one of you guys to leave. So
that's when you call a friend who's on the force, because you're like, you guys got to hear this. You guys got to hear this. I want you to hear it. Just come. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
So
Rick Cox says, Marco. Yeah.
So I tell her, just leave. She says, I gotta go. I'm assuming that the cop showed up.
All right.
So I finished my shift at the shelter. I call her back, honey, everything okay? She's got her face is all red from laughter. Cops came. They told him the story. The cop looked at her boyfriend and called him a pussy. Adults, when I was that age, I was a dad. I had 2 jobs. My old lady had a fucking job. We were fucking, we were adults. He literally looked in her phone in my eyes and said, did you tell him you hit me in the test? He said testicles. He said testicles.
hold on. Let's be very clear.
That is an illegal move in wrestling.
Is yeah, foreign object as well. Foreign object.
Two illegal moves.
Is she getting paid extra to be his beard? Because it seems like there's a ruse in his life. Just saying that he's it might affect his career. I don't know. I don't know how sensitive the boxers are when it comes to the gays. So
dude, so yeah, right there. I mean, yeah, adults ain't adults like they used to be.
Okay.
Like, I think adults ended in our generation, Greg. A 21-year-old adult ended in our generation. We were 15-year-old adults when we were growing up.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Hey, so yeah, kids are a luxury product. I think you need a minimum living. I don't disagree with you. The problem is that then you kind of pass the age of easy breeding. Like, so I know how that sounds, but the fact is, the later on in life, the harder it is. And even so, I remember talking to a buddy of mine. He had his third kid just before the pandemic. And I was like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, bro, we're outnumbered. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, there's 3 of them and 2 of us. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, best of luck. Like that's the only way to like describe it. But you're like, yeah, bro. Hey, I was 5. I only date guys with beards now because I would rather not be one. Britt, that's fair. That's I mean, like, it's
a mustache at minimum. Because
No.
then you might get a manly Puerto Rican chick, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
It is honest. So she hit him in the nuts. How big of a bag of edibles, can I ask? Like that's I mean, it's like a normal bag of
gummies. It was fucking gummies.
Yeah, you're not getting.
Listen, if she tied a knot on the end of a towel and wet it, and cracked him, hold on, 7 times and hit him spot on the nuts all 7 times, I'd be like, you got to separate them. That's not healthy.
Right.
You could damage his testicles, right?
No,
but a pack of gummies?
Yeah. If that was the case, then you're having sex and you don't know it. And, that's a totally different issue.
So was it like an underhand throw or like a softball?
Good question.
Yeah.
It was across the room throw.
Well, like a frisbee? Like,
yeah. Like,
was there anger behind it? Is what I'm asking.
No, because there was no anger in my. She wasn't upset. She was in disbelief that Peyton called. Oh, put his name out there. Sorry. She was in disbelief that Peyton called fucking cops.
If that's his name, she's definitely a beard. She's got to cash in and move on. That's not a name that instills fear in the square circle, if you know what I mean. That's not a.
I looked at it this way. He's from out where Ray lives, out in Countryville. Kid was a hunter. Kid, had a decent family background, whatever. That never saw the feather in his ass. Not once did I see the feather in his ass. But that boy is definitely light in the ass.
Helium.
I don't know, man. Okay. All right. So here's what are some of the harder questions in the book? Let's get down to like weird shit because in all honesty, I don't think that because Greg had that weird thing that I have where he grew up with like loving parents and it fucks with you. It fucks with you in a different way. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
the hard act to follow.
This is the first two. The first 2 pages consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. 10 questions. So out of them 10 questions, I got 5. So and now mind you, this is the first half. This is the first, the first 2 pages. One is my birth date. Got that. I know my birthday.
Oh, well.
Well, I got my full name for my birth certificate. Were you named after a relative or someone else's significance? Ironically enough, I was named after Mark Anthony, Cleopatra.
All right.
In what city? Youngstown. Now, this is something I feel like most people might know about themselves. What was your length and weight at birth?
Yeah,
Can't
I
be
don't
the
know.
answer.
I don't know that length was important back then. I know weight was something we talked about, but never length. That was not I don't think anybody cared. Like, because I know they do that now.
Yeah,
Where
well,
they're
like
you're
I
so
know my
long.
daughters. I know Maria was 6 pounds 1 1/4 ounces, and she was born in room 303. That's what I remember. That she's the only one that I know that about. Like the rest, out of 12, I know that one because that was the very first one.
I feel like you should make sure that like that information, like you understand that like you knowing any of that shit makes you 10 times the parent your parents were, right? Like let's just start there, right? Which I think is important to acknowledge because like
No.
as much as you're a violent pain in everyone's ass, you're a good parent, you know. I'm not saying that you're fucking the best, but like you do the job and you do it well. Length matters. Calm down, Britt. Calm down. Okay. Just fucking. Anyways. Yeah.
So like I was born in the same hospital my daughter was, or my daughter was born in the same hospital I was before they tore it down. Now here's another one that I don't have an answer to. What were my first words? No clue.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know that either. I hope you guys have a great night. I don't think you were kidding, Britt. That's you fucking liar. So length matters. Fine, be that way. I don't know what my first words were. I'm gonna ask my mom.
See what I mean? It'll get you thinking, like, what the fuck?
Now I want to know.
So then,
Actually,
the
she's
next
already
question-
asleep. I gotta ask her tomorrow, but I gotta ask. Oh, I will ask her.
so I have no answers for the next 3 questions. The last 3 questions. How old were you when you started to walk? I don't even know how old I was when I was crawling.
I don't know because a lot of that, like for me, I was the 5th kid. So, and you're what the fucking 47th child or something. So
I'm one of 26. Not all from my mother, but you know, out of my mom's, I was the 3rd.
Hey, it'd be worse if it was all from your mom. I'm just throwing you out there. Like that would be way worse.
Shit. That's worse than dropping a fucking 11-pound baby once.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a lot.
So the next one is, how old were your parents when you were born? No fucking clue. None. My mom was always old in my eyes. My dad was always old in my eyes. My dad from when I was a child was the same old fuckface that fucking died when I was fucking, early an adult.
Damn.
No idea.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what too is I can sympathize with it because I was the last of 5, so my parents were already in I think my dad was in his early 40s. My mom was in her mid 30s when they had me. So it's like by the time I started remembering stuff, my mom had already started dyeing her hair brown and stuff like that. Like because she went gray when she had me.
The only thing I really know is my dad was in the era of freebasing cocaine. It was in that era of so like mid to late 70s, somewhere around there, maybe. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I was born in 77, so here's the next question. How did your parents describe you as a baby? They didn't.
Nothing. He wants to stay online.
No, they didn't. If it was something, fuck, fuck it. I'd say it don't matter. Fuck, I just put my daughter's business out there. Shit.
Right.
I mean, but there was none of that.
Here's a question though. Do you know of any of your siblings, like how they were as a kid? Like, do you remember them talking about any of that stuff? Right? Because then it may just be like a family thing where you're like, nobody cares. Just fucking survive.
No, because I was never really like my older brothers were older to the point where we really we didn't hang out until we was older when they got me to be able to fucking go, take paper route money and buy drugs. So
that's fair,
so that was like the most connection I ever had with any of my brothers. Now my little brother, he's autistic, and like he's the real deal autistic. He doesn't talk.
Yeah.
He's barely, could communicate. He's about your size, Dino, which is scary as fuck. You ever get put out of a room over Sesame Street by a grown ass man? By a grown ass man.
Every time you tell me that, I'm like, I feel like I might have been autistic when I was younger. That's fine. I would be like, I'm watching my story. Yeah, no,
it wasn't even like it's like a and you're escorted. I don't even know where he learned it. I don't know which fucking episode of Sesame Street had a bouncer. But who will grab you by your shoulders, kind of squeeze in a little bit to keep your arms immobile, and walk you to the. My mom has a golden edge that separates the hallway that goes to the living room. In the living room, there's like the approach right there. Yeah. Like right past the golden line.
That's it.
Just
it's
like
a hey, stay out of my territory. Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, that's.
Like, and I was now when I was a young teenager, early teenager, I know I used to fuck with him a lot because not only is he autistic, but he has real bad OCD. So like I would go into his bedroom and like he had the old fashioned dressers with all the brass handles that hung down,
So
and I would flip them all up. And you hear them
because it's not just that they're not in the right place, but who was in here and what did they do? Yep. They've touched my stuff. Yeah, no, it's very
So that's about the it says what stories have you been told about the day you were born? None. I think the closest thing to a story, I think one time my mom told me I was almost born in Chicago. Thank you, Jesus, or whatever God is up there, that I wasn't. She was pregnant on a plane coming back from Chicago.
Why was she on a plane? Why she was pregnant?
You was allowed to do that shit.
Now you understand why Marco is the way he is.
And back then, you could smoke on the planes.
Even better.
Good times. Good times.
Man. What is your favorite childhood memory? Something didn't hit record until early teens. So, I mean.
Yeah, I only have small flashes from when I was really young. But
I think
not.
The one memory that I have that is a reoccurring memory that I know I was a young, at least maybe between the ages of 7 and 10. Like my brother Joey was always the fucking asshole. He was especially back when he was in high school because he was cock diesel. He was a boxer. He just thought his shit doesn't stink, and he had just discovered cocaine. So he was just an asshole, and he used to always bully me when I remember when I was younger. And I will never forget. My mom bought me my grandmother bought me this set. It was the Muppets. They were die-cast cars. And back then, the cars were metal. Like they were a little bit, maybe twice or 3 times the size of Hot Wheel cars. Yeah. But they, there was like Miss Piggy driving a pink Rolls Royce.
I remember those.
Those. And I put Miss Piggy in a sock, and my brother was asleep on the floor. And before I even seen anything from Charles Bronson, because later on in life I seen Death Wish, I was like, I was doing that shit back when I was a kid. Twirled that motherfucker around, bah, right in the fucking forehead. I remember him rising up and then going back down.
I kind of thought you were going to be like right in the nuts, way worse than a fucking gummy pack.
Right in the dude, it was in the forehead. And there was another time around the same era of age. My mom had him babysit me and my little brother while she was out doing whatever the fuck she was doing. And of course, kitchen table, dope on the table. They used to drink what was it, Mickey's malt liquor, and they had little fucking green barrel beers. And he had some chick over at the house, and he was bullying me around. And I remember I had one of them big white fucking space guns. You remember when you pulled the trigger and you saw sparks shoot out the side through the cliff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took that motherfucker and I went straight at him like a bayonet. hit him in the nuts, and then when he flew forward, I broke that motherfucker over his head, and I ran up into my bedroom and locked the door.
Oh God!
Those are the two memories I got from childhood. Those are the two memories I have from childhood. That and the one time that fucker tried to drown me in the fucking swimming pool. Like literally, it held my head under the water in the pool.
Wow, good times.
I mean, yeah, that explains a lot. And also, those are very distinct memories. So yeah, that's.
Yeah, those are the memories I have.
And see, you said you didn't have any childhood memories.
Yeah, two.
Yeah.
I got two.
Yeah.
No, you just gave us
Two
like
and a
four.
partial.
Two robust ones. Three robust ones. A little bit of murder, a definite assault, and also sneaky assault. I mean, those are character building events.
Helped out a lot in life.
So the next couple of pages are just, Googleable stuff. Basically, what was the best actress at the time, and popular movies, shit like that. The only one I have that I know for sure is in '77. Star Wars came out, the original Star Wars.
So Star Wars came out. Roots came out. Saturday Night Fever came out. Elvis Presley died. Let's see here. Apple II launched. Atari VCS was released. The internet was starting to connect for the military purposes. Voyager sent out the Carrying the Sounds of Earth, which I'm sure is going to bite us in the ass very soon.
Oh, yeah.
The last natural case of smallpox was found, leading to its eradication. I mean,
all right.
I mean, there are things that happen. But yeah, the most notable being Star Wars. Like that's
it. Because after Star Wars, you got Roots, really, really black. I was in a project, but I really didn't know too much. Or you got Saturday Night Fever, really, really white. I wasn't quite in that mixture neither. So
yeah.
Star Wars, there was diversity in Star Wars.
It was a bad year for Canada. Metric road signs were introduced, and the Charter of French languages passed in Quebec. That's horrible. France had its last execution by guillotine. Those were good times. They should have kept on going, but
the last execution by guillotine happened in '77. Jesus.
Which means it is not that long ago, right? Like,
oh yeah, you see the French. Just a little side note: the France is sending military over to help Greenland. They sent the whole 12 soldiers,
bro, with all white flags.
Germany sent like 14 soldiers. Like they're talking about they're helping secure back security in fucking Greenland. With fucking a total of 30 soldiers between 4 or 5 countries. Y'all got maybe 40 soldiers between 4 or 5 countries to help Greenland. You might as well have told Greenland to suck your dick. You might as well have dude, that is exactly what you told them. You're not helping them.
Hey, you might as well send thoughts and prayers. Greenland, thoughts and prayers, boy. Just
the silly thing
you keep going.
Right before we started this, as I was getting ready to grab my shit and come into the studio, I had just seen an interview with the head. I think it was the head of one of them guys. I forget what the fuck it is. Who runs the shit over in Denmark? And no matter how much they want to, he pretty much admitted no matter how much they want to oppose the U.S. acquiring Greenland, or no matter how much. Whoever else opposes this, at the end of the day, we do need to have a strategic military presence in Greenland to keep away from China and Russia. And the only people that could do that is the United States. So as much bullshit and whining and pissing and moaning and all this fucking fanfare we're getting on TV, Greenland's going to end up being the 51st state. And I feel like that's like an illegal getting into the country before somebody who's been trying forever, because Canada is still waiting.
Bro, that is, yeah. I wish we could, but yeah, they won't do it. What is this? Hold on, G-Labs. Saudi Arabia's oldest man, Nasser bin Rashid al-Rashid, has passed away at 142, born in 1884. He had 7 wives and a family of 134, including children and grandchildren. He last married 110 with a 29-year-old girl and wished to marry again. With that man was a slut. Bro.
That's technology.
I lived to be 142.
You know, them sand Smurfs go at it.
I mean, there's nothing. It's not like they have fucking TV.
Now, you take that story we just read and you apply it to the Smurfs. Not the same shit. Not the same shit. You're gonna tell me that ain't the same shit.
Why do you have to ruin our childhood every fucking week, you bastard? It's
because I didn't have one. That's why. So, next question.
As an adult. Okay, next question. Next question. Yeah.
How would you describe yourself when you were a kid? Fat.
That is a fully all-encompassing description.
I was the fat kid with the afro for the longest time. I was just a fat. At one point in time when El DeBarge was big, my mom gave me the fucking Puerto Rican mullet thing with the fade back there and the little rat tail. But yeah, so then I was the fat kid that looked like Kid and Play. Let's see. Did you have a nickname when you were growing up? Yeah, I had a very fucked up nickname from my grandfather, which to this day I can't stand. And it's a big part of it is because of the nickname. He got a girl's name for me. I'm not going to tell you because I'm not going to listen to that fucking name for the next fucking 10 years. But it was a fucking girl's fucking name that he used to call me. So fuck him.
He used to call you a girl's name? Why?
Because he was a piece of shit. So, but I will admit this. My grandfather is the man who taught me my work ethic. My grandfather was the one, he kind of fucked my, some of my thinking on relationships as I got older up. Because, my grandfather was just in the frame of mind. You go to work, you make the money, you make sure the house is taken care of, you make sure nothing is, the financial end of things, the mechanical end of things. It was like a machine. He was a machine. He went to work. When he got off work, he stopped at the bar, had a few drinks. He expected his food. That food better be on the fucking table when he got home. Because back then, he was allowed to smack a bitch. That just the way it was.
It was encouraged, but yeah, that's fine.
And, he came home. He ate his dinner. He watched the news. Nobody was allowed in the living room because it was always there was the living room and the front room. Nobody was allowed in the living room when he sat down to watch his news. He'd watch the news, he'd watch MASH, and he'd watch whatever fucking cowboy movie, and then he went to bed and he did it all over again the next day. There was no the only kind of compassion, the only time I ever saw compassion or love or even kind of hurt or sorrow in that man is when my grandma was on her deathbed in the hospital. That was the only time I ever seen that man show any kind of emotion. No, I take that back. There was one other time when he got the call that his mother died. Those were the only two times I ever seen that man show any kind of emotion. And, I took that along with me as I got older. It was all about, I don't give a fuck what the fuck you do. I'm going to work. I'm going to take care of shit. You won't have to worry about a fucking thing. But when I get home, there better be dinner on that fucking table. The house better be fucking clean. And y'all better leave me the fuck alone. And, it worked for a minute. But as times change,
100%. Yeah. Now I'm the one preparing dinner and my wife is smacking me around. It's fine. Yeah.
Now I'm single and I'm the equivalent of the cat lady. I got dogs.
Yeah. You're the dog man. Hey, you're the dog man. Ladies are cat ladies. It's fair. It's only reasonable. That is completely fair.
Says, who were your best friends in your elementary school days and are you still in contact with them? I'm not exactly sure when my elementary days were. I don't know. Like the way the schools were in Camel, like we had at one time there was 3 or 4 different, you had first through second, third, fourth, and 1. But then they switched them over. Then it was like first through 8th in the school, and then they broke them back up again. So we didn't really know which was what. But I remember my childhood friend, up until we left the projects, was a black kid named Jamil Hill. His grandmother, Miss Joella, used to be like the project grandmother. So if any of the kids fucked up back in the day, your neighbors used to be able to whip your ass. You know, if they saw you fucking up, you know, that's when the community, you know, it takes a village, whatever type shit, you know, that they talk about. And Miss Joella was just this mean old black lady who had pretty much heard the projects. The projects were in a circle. Like you came around and it just went around again, and she would just walk it in a fucking moo with a big fucking switch. And if you were fucking up, you got to switch. And if you got the switch, then that means when you got home, you got fucked up even more.
So she was,
yeah, Miss Joella.
And those aren't the worst of things, right? Like,
well, no, because I mean, if you look at it now, we need more Miss Joellas.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know, if somebody did that shit today, somebody would have a goddamn fit. You know, there'd be, you touch my kid, and oh my God, and he hit it. He got hit in the nuts with gummies. Yeah. See, the lack of Miss Joellas is why we got pussies getting hit in balls with gummies and whining.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were a man, you'd have told her to hit you harder.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. You're like, that's all you got? Yeah, no, that's fine.
Says, what were regular chores? Did you get an allowance, and how much was it, and what'd you spend it on? First of all, I didn't even know what allowance was until I was 16, 17 years old. And that wasn't because I got it. It was because I seen some of my friends got it. And I didn't know what an allowance was. Chores was whatever the fuck your mama told you to do. You know, and most of the time it was babysitting my little brother while she went to work because she worked 2 jobs. She was a single mom for the most part. Let's see. Describe your room. What your room looked like growing up. A jail cell. It was a white. All four walls were white. I had a twin bed on one side of the room and a twin bed on the other side of the room, which was my little brother's. And there was one light in the middle. That was it. That was my room. That was it.
I have a question. Did you have sheets on your mattress?
Yeah. Oh, the beds were made. Look, trust me, the beds were pristine. When I went to the military, I had no problem with that. Make sure your bed is this and that and drop a quarter on it. Oh, I already knew that shit. I knew.
I mean, that's a positive thing, I guess. I don't know. Fuck, bro. Bro, I still don't make my bed, and Victoria gets mad, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't care. It's fucking. I don't care.
One fitted sheet on my bed, and I adjust the temperature with clothing. If it's too hot, I take clothes off. If it's too cold, I put clothes on. There's no blanket, no nothing. You know, the most I have is a pillowcase on my pillows.
Yeah, no, I got a fitted sheet, a flat sheet, and then I have a comforter
and a sham. Yeah. And a shimmy.
No, only in the wintertime. I have another blanket that my mom gave me that's from her village, like up in the mountains, which is the warmest blanket you ever. It's blue. It's nice. I love it.
Made out of fucking moose fucking fur.
I don't know what it's made out of, bro, but it is fucking. It is the warmest blanket that I'm like, if you put it on you, you're like, oh yeah, you're good for the night. Like, no qualms about that. But
what is one thing you miss about being a kid?
Ooh,
responsibility.
Being a kid.
Yeah, being a kid is pretty high up on the list of things I miss from being a kid. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jim? Yeah. I mean,
what was your favorite flavor of ice cream? We didn't get to choose flavors. We got the straight Neapolitan, and you didn't get to get just like.
All right, so you had 3 fucking flavors to pick from. Which one?
Well,
was
no,
flavors, bro.
It didn't work like that. You didn't get to just have chocolate or just vanilla or just strawberry because then you would fuck up the whole carton. So you would take one scoop out of all of it. Favorite. So everything got taken out at the same time.
Your house was run by some sort of crazy person, okay? The whole point about Neapolitan is you get 3 flavors in one.
No,
so you don't have to mix it up.
It was one strawberry vanilla chocolate. It was just one lump in the middle of your fucking bowl, and you better be happy that you got it.
Damn. I mean, so we didn't have a lot of different types of ice cream, but we would have ice cream occasionally. My parents, my mom, every once in a while would come home with a Deep and Delicious cake, and she'd have to literally fight us out of the kitchen. Like, don't touch it. It's for something else. And we're like, why didn't you buy 2 so we can have one? She's like, no, you'll have one when you have one. You don't need 2. And
they bought you one too? No,
she never
did. How that worked
No.
in my household, like when my mom wanted cake or ice cream or whatever, she bought herself cake or ice cream, and she sat and she ate it, and we'd have to beg for some, and then we get smacked for begging.
I mean, I agree with the smack for begging. I do. That's fair.
Yeah. But you know, when there was some shit like that in the house, like we were allowed to have the cake and ice cream on birthdays, and it was leftover shits. Or like a holiday, if there was like a pie or something or a cheesecake made or some shit like that, then there was those types of deals. But the only other time, like my grandpa, just because my grandma liked ice cream and they were babysitting, you know, every once in a while we'd go to a Dairy Queen, and it was like the smallest, don't drip it all over the fucking place shit it was. And then that was a whole debacle in itself, because then my grandpa, being as cheap as he was, after we got our ice cream, this was before the picnic tables at Dairy Queen. There used to be cinder blocks on the side of the building, and we were all just sit on cinder blocks on the side of the building and eat our ice cream.
That's fair. Okay, so hold on. I was a rich kid, so I had all kinds of problems. I would let the pink ice cream melt in that Neapolitan. Absolutely, because it wasn't that wasn't strawberry flavor. That was pink flavor.
Yeah,
it was not good. Okay.
At the end of it, when it all melted together, it was gray.
Yeah, all the gay people I know only eat the pink part of the Neapolitan. I mean, yeah, it's like why you feed flamingos shrimp. It's so they turn pink. So gay people eat the pink from the Neapolitan. So
yeah, I feel like the gay people 100%. Would eat the brown more.
Ah, Jesus.
Hey, so Victoria says it's kind of funny, Marco complaining about ice cream flavors. At least you got Neapolitan. I mean, hey.
Oh, you Asians have sherbet. I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, and you know what? The amount of times, they ruin cakes with fruit all the time. They're like, oh, we brought a cake. And I'm like, is there fruit on it? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, this is not a cake.
That's breakfast. It's not a cake.
Yeah. Then you got bread with fruit, which is, I don't know what the fuck kind of dessert that is. It's fucking weird, but you know, that's every time. Hey, and they would make, and it would have all these designer, like fancy fruits all carved up and shit. I'm like, why the fuck you ruining a cake? Just put some icing on that bitch and everybody gets diabetes. It's very simple. I don't know what's the problem. Yeah.
So now this looks like it goes into a more of just general questions. Now it says, how do you like your coffee? I don't understand why they would ask that right after childhood, but before teenager. But they might have known that I was brought up Puerto Rican, and I like Bustelo, and we drank that as we were little. It was pretty much liquid cocaine, and it's made the old school, like a hobo, like on a hobo fucking coffee pot with a percolator. And while that is percolating and burning whatever the fuck that, if you don't have a glove on to grab it, you got to make the milk, and then there's a certain process of making the milk and then mixing the milk and the coffee together. Like coffee was almost like a ritual to the Puerto Ricans.
I mean, that's okay. They lick the round ice cream. That's fair. That's what the gays do. That's probably why China has been a third world country so long. Their fruit and their cake. I don't disagree. Fruit-filled cake is delightful. No, it's not. It's not cake. It's ruined dessert. Okay. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Either serve, let's be healthy and serve fruit. I'm okay with that. Or we can indulge and let's have a cake. Putting them together isn't the best of both worlds. It's the worst of both worlds and just ruins the whole thing. Okay.
Now I do like carrot cake. Carrot cake is awesome.
Carrot cake though is an anomaly, right? Carrot cake is not. Look, because carrot cake gives you the illusion that fruit cake might be delicious. No, it's not. There's 3 fruitcakes. They just circle the world over and over and over again. They're not real food, okay? If anything, they may be,
a little bit more.
yeah, they're a device from the CIA to track somebody. We don't know who they are. It just needs to cover the space, okay? That's yeah, no, absolutely not. They need to be like Americans and get diabetes. I mean, yeah, it's only fair. I like my coffee like I like my women black and hot. I mean, that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that, Jim.
See, I like mine light colored and fucking a little bit cool.
Yeah, I like a good iced coffee.
A little bit of foam on the top. So
That
yeah,
is wildly
then it
inappropriate.
goes
Yeah.
into like on these ones just is like how you like your eggs, what's your shoe size, what superpower would you choose for yourself? Just these are kind of odd questions in between. Now we get to the teenage years. How would you describe yourself when you were a teenager? Unwanted.
Unwanted. Fucking hell, Marco. Oh my god.
Oh,
that's a lot.
Especially when my mom found out about my first kid.
Bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If I called my mom right now, I was like, "Hey, mom, Victoria's pregnant." My mom would be like, "Can I move in? I'll take care of everything. Just, I love you. I love you. I want to see my grandkid." Like, it would be immediate, without hesitation.
Let me even attempt to call my mom and tell her that somebody's knocked up again. The first answer I'm gonna get is click.
Right,
bro.
The second answer I'm gonna get is, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Like there is still like my mom never fucking had it fixed. She kept it there as the memory herself. The night I told my mom that, you know, about Maria's conception, my oldest daughter, my mom had this candle holder thing, old school 80s thing. Remember when they had that real heavy, like floral candle holder you put the votives in? And it was like, yeah. She grabbed one of those. Like she was fucking Jose Canseco. And she wound up and whipped that motherfucker at my face. I just happened to go like this, and the dent, the drywall, the fucking chunk of drywall that it hit and shattered on is still there. She refuses to paint over the hole. She refuses to fucking. My daughter's 30-something years old. So that thing's over. That thing is 9 months before my older than my daughter is. It's still there. I was just at my mother's over the holidays. Still fucking there.
I feel like part of this memoir should include your thankfulness for being alive, because I mean, it was close. It was close there for a second. Jim says fruit and pies is okay, but fruit and cake is complete insanity. I agree. Laura Bush says, "Don't blame me. I voted for Chev." That's because that's a vegetable cake. It's factual. Jim Eaton said, okay, Victoria's like, "Jim Eaton, try one. It's fresh whipped cream, fresh strawberries, like sponge cake." No, it's a crime against humanity.
Well, now that's strawberry shortcake. What she's saying is something different, because my grandmother used to make a hell of a strawberry shortcake, and I was only allowed to try that when I was after I was 18.
I grew up on my fruits were apples, bananas, grapes, and melons. Okay, those were the fruits that we had access to. And maybe I was unhinged. Victoria's like, "Hey, do you want to try some mango?" I'm like, no, don't. I want to. No, I've tried mango. I like mango. Apparently, I've never ordered mango in my entire life. I never will order mango in my entire life, because I'm just like, no, that's not.
We'll see.
I'm like, what am I, a fucking debutante? Get the fuck out of here with your mango.
Being a stick, you know, we did have a bunch of different exotic fruits and stuff. So that is one thing. Like there was no candies. There was no cakes. There was no fruit. But we did have fruit. You know, the bananas. We had the big ones, the little ones, the green ones. We had pineapples. We had guayaba, which is guava to you white folks. We had parcha, which is passion fruit to you white folks. We had mango, which is mango. To you white folks.
And it's a problem There are over 500 known species of mangoes. I mean, that's not on me, bro. That's
It's the same thing with people too. You know, we're all people.
and most of them aren't edible.
Right.
It's, yeah,
Some of them
just
are
like
a little
people.
fishy. Some of them a little fishy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Uh,
All right. So,
so-
what we're almost at an hour here. So what was any of the other ones that might, like, because you said we're on teenage years, right?
right.
All right.
So it's let's see, something that would be kind of significant. Like, I knew how I dressed. Did you hang out with a group of friends? Describe your typical Friday or Saturday night during your high school years. Well, the first 2 years of high school, I was at home. I was pretty much a nobody because I was still babysitting. And then I started doing drugs, and I went to a different school and started hanging out with my friends my last 2 years. And that's around the time me and Greg got acquainted. Towards my last 2 years and shit. And wrote on pretty much my life didn't start for real, except being a parent, because I was still a parent.
Yeah. Which is fucking wild. But yeah, okay.
Till like 17 and 18. And I mean, even right before my 18th birthday, like a few months before that, I spent in the psych ward. I think I got out like a couple weeks before my 18th birthday. And then let's see, the 18th birthday was psych ward, 19th birthday, I spent in jail. My 21st birthday, I was in boot camp.
I mean, that probably should have happened earlier. That would have been better, but yeah. Like in all honesty, the idea, so I remember there was one guy who knocked up a girl and she was pregnant in school, and like she was gonna have the kid, and we were all like, that's a horrible idea. Like, that's not, because like, that's fine, because he wasn't a smart guy either. Like, he was not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah, neither was I. You know, it took me quite some time to sit down and let shit go over and find something. You know, Mark wasn't the history buff. Mark was never the government buff. Mark was a big fucking stoner and did a lot of bad things. You know, yeah, and at one point, you know, especially when, you know, the baby mama wouldn't let me around my kids, I really went fucking haywire, and I didn't even like children. I didn't like to be around children because I couldn't be around my own. So
see, but that's something that
part of the situation.
Like, yeah, but that's something that I've thought about too, is that like, it's okay. Like, not every parent likes kids, right? Like, there are some parents that love children and they just love kids, right? Doesn't matter whose kids, they love kids. They are caring and they're thoughtful and they're great people. I don't like your kids because your kids seem like assholes. If I had kids, I'd like my kids. Why? Because I will force them to learn how to not be a piece of shit. If it sticks, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. 18, get the fuck out. It's fine. Right? But that's a reasonable, and like also too, like the whole idea of children raising children. You're like, oh yeah, children are retarded. They're like, but I'm gonna raise a kid. You're like, you can't raise you. Why would you? And that's so the fact that everyone survived, hey, that's a big deal. Right.
If you are eating avocado ice cream, you need to go to a psychiatric hospital.
I mean, that seems a little much, Jim.
You know, and that's coming from a spick, and they have avocados every fucking where.
Yeah, I haven't tried that before. Oh, great. Now Victoria's like, I'll try it. Great. Perfect.
So skipping around here, it says, did you date during high school years? No, there was no dating when I was growing up. You just fucked a girl. That's what ruined me, like in my mid-20s to 30s, because I had no idea how to date. To this day, I still really don't know how to date. Like, because there was no dating back then. It was, you got into a group of people, you all got fucked up, and then you feel like fucking? No? Okay. You feel like fucking? No? Okay. You feel like fucking? Yeah. All right, let's go fuck. You know, there was, fuck, I didn't even know half my kids' mother's last names until, midway through the pregnancies.
Jesus. That is so fucking confusing to me. Like, I remember in school, some people made something. I'm like, well, I'm saving myself for marriage. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm like, no.
That was another thing that was kind of unheard of when I was growing up. Because, you know, like my parents always said that they were married, but they weren't. Back then, it was common law. You know, so it was.
Which, hey, to be clear, back then it wasn't common law. Common law didn't exist. It wasn't a law. It was just, we just live together and fuck it. And you're like, all right, yeah.
I mean, and henceforth, why I'm still where I'm at. You know, I've been in longer relationships than nowadays most people are married. You know, my first real relationship was 10 years. My second real relationship was 10 years. Me and my ex Jackie were together for 9+ years.
Yeah.
So that's 30 years of a damn near 50-year life. You know, that's a life sentence right there.
Yeah. That's a lot, right? That's why, like, I always have stepkids, so I'm adequate at fixing other people's mistakes.
Here, you got stepkids. I'm gonna let you in. I've been telling this PSA while I'm on stage. I might as well let you know since you have stepkids. There's an old saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure. Never say that to your stepkids. Never say that.
No.
Wow.
TIA, give avocado ice cream to prisoners is torture. I mean, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, yeah, avocado ice cream. So now that Jim has told Victoria about this, I know I'm going to have to try it, and I don't want to. But
here's one.
Who taught what?
It says who taught you to drive, and in what kind of car? Now this is interesting. Nobody taught me how to drive. I was maybe 11, 12 years old, and my dad borrowed a small car from one of his friends. And my mom was lazy. So she would tell me, go get in the car, drive up to the store, go get some milk or whatever, and don't get fucking caught. So
driving like this and shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I believe the first car was one of them. What is it called? The fastback the Mustangs that nobody liked.
Oh yeah,
with the ass end that was cut and had like kind of like a frog front end. That was the first car. And then when I got my skills honed at maybe 11, 12 years old, it was in the Chevettes. And I noticed that the more and more I was able to drive the car without getting caught, the smaller the cars my mom bought. And then I learned how
you've told me how you're like, I grew up in the ghetto. You grew up in the ghetto, bro. Like you grew up in the real, like,
Now
I don't want to go to the store. You go. Don't get caught. What the fuck? You had bad parents. Like, there's no, like, we've said it before, but you had even worse. Okay, even worse. Okay, there was nowhere to shift the blame. Just fucking bad decisions.
I will give this because I don't give my brother Louis credit for much, but he did teach me how to drive stick shift, only so I could drive him around while he was getting high.
I mean,
at the same age.
Yeah. No, that's the same. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
See, how old were you when you got your first car? When I got my own very first car, I was 19. But I bought my mom cars and my brother's cars when I was 16 years old because I made my own money.
Yeah.
I was a dad.
You were a dad.
What school activities or sports did I participate? See, that I can answer. I did play football for one season, but I had to fucking quit because I had to babysit my little brother. But then as I got into like my junior and senior year at the vocational school, I did speech competitions and debates and shit like that. And I was actually the school ambassador. I was class president for a quick minute. Which all sounds good, but if you knew the dumb fucks that I was in school with, no, it wasn't. It was like being the smartest one at the retard class. But I did go and do a few competitions, and I got I think my mom still has 3 or 4 of my silver medals that I got for different speeches and shit. And I do remember this from high school because it was something that apparently normal kids that age, normal teenagers that age should have known. but I didn't. And it was a speech on pride in what you do, pride in having pride in your job and what you do.
Yeah.
I was brought up in the projects on fucking generations of welfare. What the fuck are you talking about? Am I supposed to take pride in these little baggies full of weed that I'm fucking bagging up? Like, I mean,
at the same time, I feel like whatever speech you gave was also the speech that they gave the Somalis in Minnesota. And they're like, listen, okay, it's there for you to take. You don't have to earn shit here. Okay? Just fucking take pride in it. Do a good job. You know,
I don't remember the speech I gave, but I ended up getting second place. So, I mean,
see, I learned, Jim says I learned how to drive on a tractor. I mean, I know a lot of young people in my dad's village. I would look out, I would come out in the morning to, like, when we were on vacation and stuff, I'd be like going to get a coffee, and all of a sudden I see a tractor go by, and it's one of my nephews, and I'm like, the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to work. And I'm like, fucking farm village. All right, yeah. Go. Have fun.
This is I'm thinking yeah, this is the end, the last two of the teenage years. Knowing all you know now, what advice would you give your teenage self? What might have you done differently in school if you knew then what you knew now? I would go back and tell myself to grab a rainbow and start fucking liking guys.
I think number one is more condom first. That's
you would have been more gay to wear a condom than to like guys.
Yeah, it's kind of close. It's neck and neck there.
And right now, as a 50-year-old or almost 50-year-old, I would be in style again.
100%. The Somalians in Minnesota, they figured it was cheaper for them to rip off the government and hijack a bunch of ships in Lake Michigan. Also factual. We had an alcoholic that worked at a ranch, and we would pick him up on the tractor at the bar and then bring him home. I mean, listen, in all honesty, so I've heard that idea where people are like, hey, I had to learn how to drive because my parent would get drunk and then I have to go pick them up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, to me, that was so insane, where I'm like, okay.
We had friends that did that all the time. I mean, but see, now we were the friends that were like 15 and 16 years old. We had our own cars or somebody's car, and we looked old enough, at least in the Arabs' eyes, that they would sell us liquor and shit. Yeah. So we would have, when we would have 40 ounces, like still to this day, Shihai Market on the east side. It's a drive-through we nicknamed Boom Booms. Cold as 40 ounces around. Coldest. Like, it could be fucking 110 degrees out in the summertime. It'd have that right amount of slush around the top. It actually made Coke 45 taste fucking phenomenal. And I mean, that's what we were drinking. It was Coke 45, St. Ides, or OD.
Damn. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah. So remember when your show is over to call your parents and tell them that how much you love them. You fuckface.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's yeah, I'll do that.
There's parts about I could only imagine. Here's family tree. My great grandmother. My great grandfather. My grandfather. I know one of them. I know two grandmas and don't know shit. I don't even know my second grandma's fucking real whole name. Let's see. Where was your mother born? I have no idea where my mom was born. What 3 words would you use to describe her? Bitch, cunt, asshole. In what ways are you most like your mother? Bitch, cunt, asshole.
I mean, you learned from the best, apparently. Like, it's.
Where was your father born? Here's one that fucks me up, because it wasn't until I was in my late 30s when I found this shit out. I was content, especially being growing up the way I did and where I did. I was content with knowing my dad was a dope dealer. My dad was a big time dope dealer on the east side of Youngstown for quite some time. You know, he was ghetto fabulous for most part of my childhood, which he was never in. But
Yeah.
But I found out when my daughter Maria wanted to go with her mother's mom. Her mother's mom was a carny. She decided she wanted to become a carny late in life. So my daughter loved her grandma. Summertime, she'd want to go and be at the carnival with her grandmother, which I kind of had a problem with that. Which I feel any normal parent would. So I tell my mother about this, and she says, "Would you have a problem with the carnival? Your dad was a carny." The fuck you just say to me? Oh, your dad was when the fuck was my dad was a dope dealer. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, your dad was a carny when he was in Puerto Rico. No, the fuck he wasn't. My dad was a fucking dope dealer. You ain't gonna tell me that my fucking father was a goddamn carny.
Yeah, that's way worse.
Yeah, apparently fuckface before he came to the States was a carny in Puerto Rico. And I never did, in all the stories you used to tell me about climbing a greased pole, never fucking dawned on me. I thought it was just some fucking, hillbilly shit that they used to do as kids in Puerto Rico or whatever. No, He was a fucking carny. He ran the greased pole.
I mean, okay, so first, Victoria says, I feel like with all the info Marco has provided, you now have his passwords. Fair.
No, not at all. Not even close.
Sasha says, hey, Sasha, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. If I could go back to my teenage self, I would tell myself to pay more attention to those around you and stop thinking you have to. Oh, 100%. Hey, you know what? Okay, so we've gone through a whole bunch, but here's what I was thinking was more important. Okay, if you could give yourself as a teenager one piece of advice, which hilariously you did state was become gay, your life will be great. It's fair. I understand what you're saying.
It's gonna be a little rough in the beginning, but trust me,
you're gonna have to fight a bit.
When Obama hits office, you're gonna have smooth sailing after that.
Yeah. After the year 2000, you're good. Greg, do you have any hints that you would provide your younger self?
Yeah, I would learn a lot more when I was younger. Yeah. Like even in my profession, I would have stayed more in school, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Learned a lot more is what I would have done.
Yeah. I would probably lean in the same where you can never be Marco, you could never be gay. Oh my God. That's true. He is a
I know.
Hey, can you imagine that you're the one fake gay guy that was born in the 70s and you'd be like, I'm gay, I swear it.
Dude, when I used to model out in Cleveland in the fetish balls, I was one of two straight out of the rest gay. Like everybody else who was modeling were gay. Like I tried. I remember I had to do a show at Tower City Amphitheater. Now, before this show, I was used to blood, hooks, dangling. I came out with a barbed wire crown of thorns one time on me. It was dark BDSM type shit. I went to this and it was for AIDS benefit donation, whatever. It was a charity thing. Yeah. And I'll never forget walking into town. First time I ever been to Tower City Amphitheater, and it has pastel banners everywhere.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm just looking around, and at that time, I was my baby's mama. That was my last baby mama, Brittany. Was pregnant with my youngest daughter, Samara, and I'm just like, this can't be. Last week I was sword fighting in like a dungeon and shit. Now this is all there's just bubbles in the air and shit. So I see the one dude that I'm doing that I do the skit that I do with. I'm like, Tom, what the fuck is going on? He's like, this is like a gay pride thing. I'm like, well, I know there's all kind of different folks in the shit we do, but this was specifically gay pride. I'm like, how do I fucking... So the whole time I'm like, these people are gonna know I'm not gay. All these people are gonna, how do I mean, I could fuck around like, hey, but they're all gonna know I'm not. So apparently my choreographer heard me and took offense to it. So guess who had to crawl out on stage in a pair of Daisy Dukes and a yellow fucking worker fucking tape in a hard hat, and then start fucking dancing to It's Raining Men.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we work hard, we play hard. Yeah.
Each and every person out there knew goddamn well I was not gay. I tried.
Marco, is it exciting and cute for women to leave him alone? He is. I'll say she corrected this to doomed. He was doomed to be bombarded by women. Yeah, that's basically it. It's Marco is hilariously. He's like, women, and they just attack him from every left, right, and center. It's hilarious.
It used to be like that. I'm not gonna lie. There was a period in time where it used to be like that. Oddly enough, I got hit on more when I looked like a freak than when I looked like a dad. Which is weird to me because I thought I cleaned up pretty good. I looked like a distinguished white person for the later years. But when my hair was different colors and it was down to my second set of nipples and my face looked like a tackle box and I wore fishnets and fucking the black fucking nails and the boots and the black fucking trench coats and shit. Oh yeah. They just love that shit. Oh, Lord forbid if I put my contacts in. Oh my God. I had red contacts and ones with spirals in them and shit. Like back when they were expensive.
Bro, all I know is if you transplanted yourself from then to now, like you would be you had no chance at not having 37 kids. Like that was gonna happen. Doesn't matter what time, what planet, you were destined to just be a breeder. So there's that. I don't know. Yeah. I agree with Greg's advice in that don't fuck everybody else, go do your own thing. Go learn, just follow your passion, and then a person who accepts aging gracefully is truly attractive. True, but it still doesn't make it nice. Said a person who accepts aging gracefully is truly attractive to all genders. True, but
yeah, it's kind of hard for men to age gracefully when your dick stops working.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
well,
that's
fellas, I gotta get going. I gotta go get.
On that note, Will is taking effect. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Right. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. This has been Mental Health, and I hope you learned something. We learned that Marco was going to be just making kids wherever he ended up going, but we're going to be back on Monday with motherfucking Mondays. Bye, everyone.
And it's like, I want to have a